Morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, so we continue with the story. Do you remember the story? What is the title? What's the name of the story? Do you remember the name of the story? It's a story of Jeremy. So the story begins with Jeremy's name, which is the title of the story.
I do it well.
Yes, that is the title of the uh, topic. Yes. Then we have the title behind the story. Title of the story is Jeremy's first hunt. Yes. So this comes under the topic I do it well because this is about his ability to do something. So that is the topic. That is the idea that is discussed in the story. Whether he is able to do something that he practiced. What was he practicing? What was he trained in? How did his father train him in? എന്ത് പരിശീലനമാണ് കൊടുത്തത്? What was he trained in? What area was he trained in? പെയിന്റിംഗ് ആണോ, ഡ്രോയിങ് ആണോ, എന്ത് ടോപ്പിക്കിലാണ് അയാളെ ട്രെയിനിങ് കിട്ടിയതായിരുന്നു?
Hunting.
Exactly. Yes, he was given training in hunting because his father was a hunter. So he wanted his son also to become a hunter, and he was trained in hunting, and he was given a toy pigeons to shoot, and that was so he used decoys to shoot, and he got a lot of training in doing that. And one day the father decides to take him for his first real hunting experience. So now today, this morning, when he goes for hunting, he is not to shoot toys, but he is going to shoot a real bird. So what is Jeremy's approach towards hunting? What is Jeremy's attitude towards hunting? What was his attitude? How did he approach hunting? His father was a hunter, he liked hunting. But what about Jeremy? Is there any difference in his attitude? Is there any difference? Yes, I'm waiting for a response from you. Did he like hunting, or did he want to become a hunter? Or what was his interest? What was he interested in? What was Jeremy interested in?
അവന്റെ അച്ഛനെ സന്തോഷിപ്പിക്കാനായിട്ട്.
Exactly, he wanted to make his father happy. He wanted to make his father happy. Yes, that is correct. But did he like hunting?
No.
No. Yes, sir.
No,
Sir.
he didn't
No.
like. Exactly. So his attitude towards hunting was very negative. He didn't like hunting from the very first day when his father started training him in hunting. He didn't like it. He didn't like it at all because he didn't like to kill innocent creatures. But the only reason that he started training in hunting is to make his father happy because every child every child desires that their parents should become happy. So that is the only reason that he took up this training of hunting. And now the difficult job of shooting a live bird has come, not because it is difficult for him, but he cannot kill an innocent bird. He doesn't like killing an innocent bird. He is a sharp shooter. He can shoot a bird if he wants because he has got good training. But the problem is that Jeremy doesn't want to shoot a live bird. That is the only reason that he finds it difficult. Yet, still, in spite of his dislike for hunting, just to make his father happy, he goes along with his father for early in the morning one day towards the marshy land. Okay, that is where they go towards the marshes, a marshy land, ചതുപ്പ് നിലം. That is where they go to hunt birds, and they have a pit there where they hide themselves and wait for the birds which come to the water in the lake. So the birds will come to drink water from the lake and they are waiting. And to attract the birds, the father has put some decoys into the water. What are decoys?
പക്ഷികളുടെ കളിമൺ പ്രതിമ പോലത്തെ.
Exactly, that's right, Danya. It is the toy versions of birds. So they have father has put these decoys in the water so that the real birds, when they come, they will see that there are some birds already there in water, and therefore they will think that this is a safe place. So they will come and drink the water, but the hunters are waiting in a hiding place. Okay, so therefore the birds will not be able to see the hunters. The birds will see only the decoys in the water and they will think that this is a very safe place to drink water. So that is what the plan is. And now the sun has come up into the sky and everything is very clearly seen. And then Jeremy prays. That is where we stopped last class. Jeremy prays to God that the birds shouldn't come. That is what he prays. He prayed, don't let them come. Make them stay away, please. So this is what he prays. So why did Jeremy pray to God to make the birds stay away? What was the reason? Is it because he was not good at shooting? അയാൾക്ക് ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് അറിയാത്തതുകൊണ്ടാണോ?
No, sir.
Yes, then what is the reason? Why doesn't he want? Why does he only want the birds to come? Why does he pray to God to make the birds stay away?
അവന് ഹണ്ടിങ് ഇഷ്ടല്ല, അതുകൊണ്ട് ബേർഡ്സിനെ കൊല്ലാൻ അവൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നില്ല.
That's right, Soja. So he doesn't like hunting, so he doesn't want to shoot the birds. So if the birds come, he'll be forced to shoot. So that is why he prays. He prays to God that the birds shouldn't come. So that is exactly the reason he doesn't want the birds to come. So very good. So the next, so that is where we stop. So the birds started coming, four blacks, and in the blacks there was one mallard. Mallard is as you can see in the footnote, a common wild duck is called a mallard. So these birds, these ducks are coming, and his father asks him to get ready. So he is getting ready to shoot the bird. So his father is prompting him, father is telling him that you should get ready to shoot the bird. Okay, that is where we stopped in the last class. Okay, we can read the next paragraph. Sanju Krishna, please read.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please read.
Okay, sir. High above, Jeremy heard the pulsing whistle of wings as the flight went over, swung wide, began to circle. Get set, his father whispered. In they come, glinting down the sunlight. Isles of space, head rise alertly, wings set in a proud curve. The mallard was leading. Light flashed from the uh, iridescent feathers around his neck and glinted on his ruddy breast. Down dropped his bright orange, orange feet, reaching for the steel colored water. Closer, closer. Now,
Very good. Thank you, Sanju.
okay, sir.
So this is a very picturesque description. Okay. Okay, what do you mean by a picturesque description? Picturesque description. Have you heard this term? A picturesque description.
അത് കേൾക്കുമ്പോ നമുക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ കാണാൻ പറ്റും.
Exactly, that is right, Danya. What you said is completely correct. When you hear a description, when you feel that you are actually watching a picture of it, such a description is called a picturesque description. We have a description of the place. We don't see the place. There is no picture here. But the words are painting a picture in our mind's eye. In the eye of our mind, these words by the author are creating a picture of the place, that it's the beauty of the place that this father and son are present. So that kind of a description is here of the place. So the entire paragraph is a very picturesque description of the place. You can actually feel everything that you see here. So the pulsing whistle of wings, the beginning itself. So when the birds are flying very close by to you, over your head, you can hear the beating of the wings. It is a very nice experience to listen to the sound of the wings of the bird. Normally, it may not be possible because birds do not fly so close to us. But suppose you have such an experience where the birds come very close over your head, you can listen to the sound. That is the whistle. It is like a whistle, the sound of a whistle. It is similar to that sound that these birds are making as this group of birds flying. So the group of birds flying are called a flight. Okay, the flight is the group of birds flying, and they swing wide and they begin to circle. So they always fly in groups. Okay, so they fly in groups, and they fly in a formation as if it has been arranged. It is very nice to observe the flights of birds when they fly in good formation. And then his father said, get set. Get set means get ready. So they came. So what is it? They came. I don't know what are they.
Birds.
Exactly, the birds came gliding down the sunlit aisles. Aisles എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ദി ഇടനാഴി എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന സ്ഥലം, or the space between two. For example, rows. For example, in a classroom, there may be 3 rows of benches. In between the rows, there will be a space where the teacher walks. So that space in between rows is called an aisle. So here in the air, it looks as if there are some aisles which are created by the sunlight. So as if there are some spaces which are created by the sunlight. So in between those spaces, these birds came down into the water. And look at the description of the birds as well as the water. The light, see, this is a very picturesque description. You can see as if the light is coming from the birds. The light is actually coming from sun, because it is morning and the sun is showering light everywhere. The light is coming from the sun, but when the birds come, it is as if the light is flashing from the iridescent feathers. Iridescent means shining. Feathers, iridescent is shining around his neck and glinted again, reflected. Glinted means reflected on his ruddy breast, the breast of the bird, the front part of the bird. And the light is shining, and it is as if the bird is on fire. It is as if the bird is lighted up. It is as if some light is coming out from the bird itself. So it is a very beautiful sight in the morning to observe a bird in the background of the sunlight. And there is a beautiful description of colors also in the last sentence. The orange feet of that, if you have observed ducks and cranes, their feet are orange in color. They may have a white or a black body or a brown body, but their feet mostly are orange in color. Very nice color to see in the background of the shining water. And how is the water described? The water is described as steel colored water. Why is the water steel colored? Steel എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സ്റ്റീൽ പാത്രം ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന മെറ്റീരിയലാണ്. വൈ ഇസ് ദ വാട്ടർ ഡിസ്ക്രൈബ്ഡ് as steel in color? എങ്ങനെയാണ് അത് സ്റ്റീലിന്റെ കളർ വരാൻ കാരണം എന്താണ്?
നല്ല തെളിഞ്ഞ വെള്ളം.
Exactly, it is a very clear water. It is not dirty water. It is very clear, beautiful, nice water. And also there is the sunlight which is reflecting directly. Sunlight, which is the morning sunlight, is falling directly on the water, and the water appears as if it is steel. അത് കണ്ട ഒരു സ്റ്റീലിന്റെ ഷീറ്റ് ഇട്ടതുപോലെ തോന്നും. As if there is a sheet of steel and not water. So that kind of shine is there on the water because of the sunlight, and also because the water is very clean. So this is the description of the place where these birds come to drink water. So the father is telling him, closer, closer. Look at the end of the paragraph where he says, closer, closer, which means the birds are coming closer, nearer to us. So closer means nearer. It is very near to us. We have to get ready to shoot. So when they come very near, the father asks him that it is now the time for you to shoot. And he orders him, he tells his son to shoot the bird. Okay, next paragraph. Drishya Drishyadasa. Yes. Read. I can't hear you. Can read that. കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല ദൃശ്യം വായിക്കണത്. വായിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? Are you reading, Drisya? Maybe there is some problem with your audio. Okay, we will ask someone else. Someone else, anybody else can read who hasn't read so far. Aditya Prasad.
Sir.
Yes, you can read.
Now cried Jeremy's father in an explosive roar. He was on his feet, gun ready, take him. Jeremy felt his body obey. He stood up, leaned into the gun the way his father has tied him. He felt the stoop, could against his cheek, say the thin muscle rise. Under his finger, the trigger cut, smooth and final and deadly. In the same instant, the duck saw the gunner and flared wildly. Up sent the mallards as if jerked by an invisible string. For a second, he hung there, poised against the wind and sun balanced between life and death. Shoot said something sharply in Jeremy's brain, and he waited for his slam of the explosion.
Okay, thank you, Aditya.
Thank you, sir.
So here, his father is asking him to shoot. So that is the meaning of this instruction. Take him. Take him means shoot him. Shoot whom? ആരെ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാനാണ് പറയുന്നത്? ഷൂട്ട് ഹും. ഷൂട്ട് ഹിം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഇവിടെ ഹിം ആരാണ്? ഹു ഇസ് ദ റെഫറൻസ് വേർഡ് ഓഫ് ഹിം? Him is a reference word.
Ducks.
Exactly, yes. So here the reference word for ducks is, okay, so that is the reference. Him here stands for the ducks because they are talking about the ducks. So take him, he is asking to shoot the duck. So his body obeys. So now something strange happens. വിചിത്രമായിട്ട് എന്തോ സംഭവിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ജെർമിയുടെ കയ്യിൽ തോക്കുണ്ട്. ഹി നോസ് ഹൗ ടു ഷൂട്ട്. ഹി ഹാസ് ലോഡഡ് ദ ഗൺ. ബുള്ളറ്റ്സ് ഉണ്ട് തോക്കിൽ. ഇയാൾക്ക് വെടിവെക്കാൻ അറിയാം. He has bullets in his gun, yet he is not able to shoot. Okay, so what happens? Let us see what happens. He felt the stock cold against the cheek. Stock is a part of the gun. Stock here, stock has different meanings. Here, stock is the part of the gun. When you hold the gun close to your body, the part of the gun which touches your cheek. Cheek എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? What is your cheek? Yes, കവിള്. When you hold the gun close to you, the part of the gun that touches your cheek, that is called the stock. Then you have the muzzles. Muzzle is the end of the gun through which the bullet passes out. കുഴല്. So you can imagine that in your mind. These two twin muscles, രണ്ട് കുഴലുണ്ടാവും റൈഫിൾസിന്. So there are the twin muscles, means there are two pointed ends to the rifle. He saw this rise. He is holding this gun. He is holding the rifle against the birds. And he can feel the trigger under his fingers. What is a trigger? What do you mean by a trigger? It is a part of the gun. Then what is a trigger? Trigger എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ it is a very important part of the gun. അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ trigger എന്താണ്?
നമ്മള് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി ഞെക്കണത്.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി, പ്രസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന. യെസ്, അതിന് മലയാളത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ കാഞ്ചി എന്ന് പറയും. കാഞ്ചി, കാഞ്ചി വലിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയും. So that is the part of the gun which we press to release the bullet outside. ഉള്ളിൽ ലോഡ് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ബുള്ളറ്റിനെ ഫോഴ്സിൽ പുറത്തേക്ക് റിലീസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പ്രസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന തോക്കിൻ്റെ ഭാഗത്തിനെയാണ് ട്രിഗർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So trigger is the part of the gun which when pressed will release the bullet out into the aim. So he can feel the trigger, but he is unable to pull the trigger. So the sound, the father has shouted. So because he heard, the birds have heard the sound, the ducks see these gunners. Gunner is a man with a gun. So the people with the gun here are Jeremy and his father. So they see the gunners. The birds saw the gunners, and the birds which were resting in the water suddenly started flaring. ചിറകടിച്ച് ഉയരുക. So that is called a flare. To flare means they start fluttering. Flare means to flutter. So they started flaring, fluttering wildly, and started pushing up the air. They came up into the air as if it was pulled by a string from outside. A sudden movement. So there was a moment, even when the birds were flying in there, they will not immediately go away. In between the moment that they get out from the water and they fly up, the hunters can still shoot. So that is why the father asks him again to shoot. And he feels this instruction in his brain. So shoot said something sharply in his brain, in Jeremy's brain. So this shows his dilemma. What is a dilemma? What is a dilemma? Have you heard this word before?
Difficult situation.
It is a difficult situation, exactly. It is a situation where you are unable to decide what to do. Okay, on the one hand, he wants to make his father happy. On the other hand, he cannot shoot this bird. So he wants to shoot. At the same time, he cannot shoot also. Okay. So why does he want to shoot? He wants to shoot because he wants to make his father happy. On the other hand, he doesn't like to shoot because he doesn't like to kill anything. So he is in a dilemma. So in this dilemma, he is unable to shoot. So there is something in his brain telling him that you should shoot. ഉള്ളിൽ നിന്നിരുന്ന് ബ്രെയിനിൽ പറയുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ബ്രെയിൻ അയാളോട് പറയുന്നുണ്ട് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യേ. കാരണം എന്താണ്? Only if you shoot, your father will be happy. But at the same time, there is also another part of his heart, for example, for instance. If the brain asks him to shoot, his heart is telling him, don't shoot, because these are also creatures like you. നിന്നെപ്പോലെ തന്നെ ഒരു ജീവിയാണ്. So don't shoot എന്ന് ഉള്ളിൽ വേറെയും ശബ്ദം. So he is in a confusion. That is a dilemma. It is a confusion, a situation where you cannot decide what to do. And he is waiting for the slam of the explosion. അപ്പോൾ തന്നെ സൗണ്ട് ഉണ്ടാവും എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചാൽ ഇങ്ങനെ നോക്കി നിൽക്കുകയാണ്. തന്നെ സൗണ്ട് വരില്ല. Only if he pulls the trigger, then the sound of the gun will be heard. Then the bullet will go out. But there is no sound because he has not pulled the trigger. So he has not shot the bird. തോക്കും പിടിച്ച് നിൽക്കുകയാണ്, വെടി വെച്ചിട്ടില്ല. വെടിവെക്കാത്തത് കൊണ്ട് പക്ഷി പറന്നു പോവുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നു. Because the father had shouted, that sound is heard by the bird. And these birds are starting, they are beginning to fly out of the water. So, will his father be happy?
No.
He will not be happy. And will Jeremy be happy?
Yes.
Yes, because he has not shot the bird, but at the same time he will also feel unhappy that he could not make his father happy. Okay, so he will be both happy and unhappy, but at the moment he will be more unhappy because he could not make his father happy. He could not become the kind of model that his father wanted him to become. So he waits for the explosion from the gun, but that explosion does not come out of the gun. Okay, so that is the next paragraph. Yes, our Ahanya is there, I think. Our senior is there. Ahanya, please read. I think I can't hear her. What happens? Okay, then. Aishwarya MS.
But I don't come up then to the mountain hill. Higher hill suddenly it snapped the wind catch the full force up to the wind and whistled away out of the way. There was no sound expected to find vastly of the grasses. Jimmy stood there gripping his gun while his father said at last, "What happened?" The boy did not answer. His lips was trembling. His father asked in some controlled voice, "Why didn't you shoot?"
Yes. Yes, Aganya, you can read after this. Huh? Yeah, maybe there was some problem with the mic. Okay, so here what happens is this bird is flying. Okay, so it has gone out of range, and the bird was there in the water for some time. It was there in the air for some time. സമയമൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു to shoot ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട്. പക്ഷേ അയാൾ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തില്ല. Why didn't he shoot? Because he cannot shoot a bird. He doesn't like shooting a bird. He has ability. Okay, here it is not he is able to shoot. Ability is there. Ability is being able. Okay. Why is he able? Because he is trained. He is trained in shooting. So therefore he is able to shoot. But he doesn't like to shoot. Therefore he cannot shoot. Okay. So there is a difference in ability and willingness. So he is not willing to shoot. He is not ready to shoot the bird. So that is why he is not able to shoot. But the father is not going to understand this very easily. So that is why his father asks him. So he says, there is no sound except the movement of the grasses. പുല്ലിളകുന്നതിൻ്റെ ശബ്ദമല്ലാതെ വെടിവെച്ച ശബ്ദമൊന്നും കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല. വെടിവെച്ച ശബ്ദം കേൾക്കാത്തത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്? വെടിവെച്ചിട്ടില്ല, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ്. So there is no bullet that has gone out of the gun. The bullet is still there in the gun. Therefore, there is no sound. So his father asks, what happened? What happened എന്നുള്ളത് വളരെ ക്ലിയർ ആണ് അവിടെ. എന്ത് പറ്റിയതാണ്? വെടിവെച്ചില്ലേ? വെടിവെച്ചില്ല. അത് തന്നെയാണ് വാട്ട് ഹാസ് ഹാപ്പൻഡ്. ഹി ഡിഡ്ന്റ് ഷൂട്ട്. പക്ഷെ അവിടെ വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻഡ് എന്നുള്ള ചോദ്യത്തിന്റെ അർത്ഥം എന്താണ്?
വെടിവെക്കാത്തതിന്റെ കാരണം എന്താന്നുള്ളത്.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് ഹി ഈസ് ആസ്കിങ് ഹിം. നിനക്ക് അറിയാത്തതല്ലോ, യു നോ ഹൗ ടു ഷൂട്ട്, യു ഹാവ് ബീൻ ട്രെയിൻഡ് ഇൻ ഷൂട്ടിംഗ്, ദെൻ വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ പ്രോബ്ലം? എന്താണ് നിന്റെ പ്രശ്നം? So that is the kind. What is the feeling when the father is asking this question? Is it happiness? It is anxiety, or is it anger? എന്ത് ഫീലിംഗ് ആണ് ഫാദർ ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ? നമ്മളോടും പലപ്പോഴും പേരൻസോ ടീച്ചേഴ്സോ ഒക്കെ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ചോദ്യം ചോദിക്കുമ്പോൾ വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ഫീലിംഗ്? വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ഇമോഷൻ? Is it happiness? Is it sadness, or is it anger?
Anger.
Exactly, yes, Aganya, it is anger. ദേഷ്യത്തിലാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. What happened? എന്താണ് ഇപ്പൊ പറ്റി? So like when we also are asked such questions, we don't say anything. എന്തെങ്കിലും പറയുന്നതിനേക്കാൾ നല്ലത് പറയാതിരിക്കുന്നതെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. So we do not answer. The boy also did not answer. His lips were trembling because he could not make his father, he could not do what his father wanted. So his lips were trembling with fear. When does your lips ചുണ്ടൊക്കെ വരയ്ക്കുന്നത്? Usually when you have fear or anxiety. So when you have such feelings, your lips will tremble. And the father is asking in the same controlled voice, why didn't you shoot? So he is controlling his anger. So this sentence makes it very clear that the father is controlling his anger. He is very angry actually, but he is trying to control his anger and is asking his son, why didn't you shoot? He's asking him, why didn't you shoot the birds? Though they were very close to you, you had all the opportunity. സാഹചര്യം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട്. Then why didn't you shoot? What was the reason you didn't shoot? Let us see what the son says. Yes, Aranya.
സർ കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ഇതാക്കാമോ സ്ക്രീന്?
Okay. Is it okay now?
Okay, sir. Jeremy thumbed back the safety catch. He stood the gun carefully in the corner of the blind because they were so alive, he said, and burst into tears. He sat on the rough bench, face buried in his hands, and wept. All hope of pleasing his father was gone. He had his chance, and he had failed. For a long moment his father was silent. Then Jeremy felt him drop down beside him. Here comes a single. Let's try again. Jeremy did not lower his hands. It's not use, Dad. I can't. Hurry, his father said roughly. You will miss him here. Cold metal touched Jeremy. He looked up unbelieving. His father was handing the camera to him. Quick, he said softly. He won't hang around all day.
Okay, thank you, Aranya. So here you can see what happens. What is the reply? So this is the reply that the boy gives to the father. Why didn't you shoot? And the reply, because they were so alive. I'm an expert in shooting. I can shoot any lifeless object anywhere in a distance. I can shoot a ball. I can shoot a point somewhere. I can shoot a toy bird. But I am unable to shoot anything live. So this is actually taking us to the theme of this module. What is the theme of this module? This is the theme of the module, which is we are coming again and again back into. What is the theme of the module? ഈ module എന്തിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ്?
Nature.
Exactly, very good. Yes, it is about protecting nature. It is about nurturing nature. So that is even the title of the module. So where we have to take care of nature. So we should not destroy anything. So that is what the words of these boys, this boy also uh, leads us into the same title, the same meaning, the same idea that we have to protect nature. So the reason that he gives that he cannot shoot the bird is that the birds appear to be very alive, and that is why he could not shoot. And he starts crying. Why does he start crying? Why does he cry? He must be happy that he did not shoot the bird. Then why is he beginning to cry? He must be happy actually if he did not shoot the bird. But then why is he crying? Why is he unhappy?
ബിക്കോസ് ഒന്ന് ഫാദറിനെ ഹാപ്പി ആക്കാൻ പറ്റിയില്ല.
Exactly.
ഫാദർ ഹാപ്പി ആവണമെങ്കിൽ ആ ബേർഡിനെ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യണം. അതും ജെർമിക്ക് പറ്റില്ല.
Exactly. That is correct, Aranya. His desire is to make his father happy. But to make his father happy, he has to shoot the bird. So this is the dilemma. This is the confusion that Jeremy had. And that is why he is unhappy, and that is why he is crying. He could not make his father happy. So he cries. When he cries, how is he crying? He is sitting with his face buried in his hands. That is, by covering his face with his hands down, with his face down, he cannot see anything around him, and he continues to cry. Wept means it is the past tense of weep. Weep എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കരയാണ്. So he is weeping, he is crying. So he wept. Continuously he cried. Why did he cry? That's what the next sentence says. Because he could not please his father. Because he could not make his father happy. He had his chance. He had finished his chance. He has got his chance. But he had failed. Chance കിട്ടി അച്ഛനെ സന്തോഷിപ്പിക്കാൻ. But that chance was wasted. He got an opportunity to make his father happy, but he could not make his father happy. So the father was angry in the beginning. Yes, he was angry that his son doesn't obey him. And therefore he was silent for a long time. He remains silent for a long time. And then after some time the father says that there is one duck coming in this direction. Why don't you try once again? So he says, I cannot, Dad. He doesn't rise up. He is crying, still crying with his face buried in his hands. He says, I can't shoot that. Father, I cannot shoot a bird. Then father is again insisting. So, insist. He is insisting, nirbandhikka. So he is insisting that hurry, you will miss him. Here it is. And this father is handing him something, giving him something. There's that feel of that cold metal. So at first he thinks that it is the gun, because the gun is also made of metal. But then when he looks up, he realizes that it is not the gun that his father is giving him. Ipo father കൊടുക്കുന്നത് gun അല്ല. What is he giving him now? He feels the metal, and when he looks up, it is not the gun that his father is giving him to shoot. What does the father give him to shoot? What is the object that he gives him to shoot? What is the device?
Camera.
Yes, Aishwarya, that is right. It is a camera. It is the camera that the father is now giving him. And will Jeremy like to shoot with a camera? Will he like it?
Pictures.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
He like
very
it.
much. He will like it very much because taking pictures is his passion. He likes it so much. So here he is surprised by his father. His father was surprised earlier because of the son's response where he did not shoot the bird. Now it is the turn of Jeremy to be surprised because his father is now giving him the camera to shoot the bird. So you see the bird and the term shoot is used both with camera as well as with okay. So it is used both with camera as well as with a gun. So they have the same verb shoot, but they have different meaning. When you shoot with a camera, you don't kill anybody, you just take a picture of someone. But when you shoot with a gun, you are likely to kill or injure somebody. So the same verb is used, and therefore it is very interesting to see how Jeremy will be suddenly have a very different feeling. He will be happy to shoot with a camera rather than with a gun. So he is asking him, father is asking him, be quick. He won't hang around all day. To hang around means to stay, to wait. So it will not wait. The bird will not wait for you. Be quick. What is he asking him to do? What is the father now asking him to do? Is he asking to kill the bird? He has not given him a gun, he has now given him a camera. So is he asking him to shoot the bird? Is he asking him to kill the bird? Is father asking? No. Yes, then yeah, it is no is the answer. No is correct. Then what is he asking him to do? What is he asking him to do? എന്ത് ചെയ്യാനാ പറയുന്നപ്പോ?
To take a
ഫോട്ടോസ് എടുക്കാൻ.
Exactly, to take a picture, to take photos of the birds that are coming. So that is what now he is asking him to do, and that is something that Jeremy likes to do. And now a drake comes in. Okay, so drake is a male duck. So a duck comes diving across the water, and that is the next paragraph. So that is also the last part. Okay, last part of the story. Okay, Aishwarya PR.
ഞാനൊരു കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ.
Yes.
നമ്മൾക്ക് ബിജു സാറ് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, നമുക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ വിളിക്കുമ്പോ എന്താ റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യാത്തവർക്ക് അറ്റൻഡൻസ് കൊടുക്കണ്ടാന്ന്. കാര്യം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാല് ഇതിലിപ്പം സാറ് വിളിച്ചതിൽ മിക്ക പേരും പല ക്ലാസ്സിലും വിളിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇത് തന്നെയാണ് റെസ്പോൺസ്. അതുകൊണ്ട് സാർ ഒന്ന് നോട്ട് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചോ, ഇപ്പൊ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യാത്തവർക്കൊന്നും തന്നെ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് കൊടുക്കണം എന്നല്ല.
ഞാൻ നോട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ ഒരാൾ വിളിച്ചത് അയാളുടെ എന്തോ വോയിസ് കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല.
അത് തന്നെ എല്ലാ ക്ലാസ്സിലും അങ്ങനെ പലർക്കും സംഭവിക്കാറുണ്ട് സാർ.
അത് ശരി.
അപ്പം ബിജു സാർ ഓൾറെഡി പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അങ്ങനെ റേഞ്ച് ഇഷ്യൂ, എന്തായാലും ക്ലാസ് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് ഒരുപാട് നാളായല്ലോ, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു റേഞ്ച് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പൊ ഞാനും റേഞ്ച് ഇഷ്യൂ കാരണമാണ് എനിക്ക് അപ്പോഴേ എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്തത്. ഞാൻ അപ്പോഴത്തേനും പുറത്തിറങ്ങി വന്നു, ഞാൻ റൂമിലായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു റേഞ്ച് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവരടുത്ത് അതിന് പ്രോപ്പർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഇത് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. അല്ലാതെ എല്ലാ ക്ലാസ്സിലും ഇങ്ങനെ വോയിസ് കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മൈക്ക് ഓൺ ആവുന്നില്ല എന്നും പറഞ്ഞ് ഇങ്ങനെ സില്ലി റീസൺസിൽ ഇരിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല എന്ന് സാർ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്.
അയാള് പിന്നൊന്നും റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്തില്ലല്ലോ ചാറ്റില്.
അതാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. അപ്പം ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള പേര് നോട്ട് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് ലാസ്റ്റ് സാറ് ചോദിക്കുമ്പോ കൊടുക്കുമ്പോ ഏതാണ്ട് എല്ലാ ക്ലാസ്സിലും റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യാത്തത് സെയിം ആൾക്കാർ തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും. അപ്പൊ അവരുടെയൊക്കെ വീട്ടില് കോണ്ടാക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്, ശരിക്കും നെറ്റ് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉണ്ടോ ഇല്ലയോ എന്നൊക്കെ അറിയാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്.
അല്ല, അത് അവര് അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ചാറ്റിലെങ്കിലും ഒരു ഇതിടണ്ടേ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് അത് കിട്ടാത്തതെന്ന്.
അതെ,
ചാറ്റിൽ വിട്ടില്ലല്ലോ അയാൾ. സംതിങ് ഇൻ ദ ചാറ്റ്.
ഇവർക്കൊക്കെ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് വിളിക്കുമ്പം മൈക്ക് ഓൺ ആവും സാർ.
അത് പറ്റില്ല, അങ്ങനെ പറ്റില്ല.
അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്.
എന്താണ് ഐ ഫോർഗെറ്റ് ഹർ നെയിം? ആരാണ് അത് മൈക്ക് ഓൺ ചെയ്തിട്ട്?
ദൃശ്യദാസൻ.
ദൃശ്യ, വേർ ആർ യു? ദൃശ്യ, വേറെ സൗണ്ടൊക്കെ കിട്ടും, അയാളെന്താ മിണ്ടാതിരുന്നത്? ദൃശ്യ.
അതിപ്പോ റേഞ്ച് ഇഷ്യൂ ആണെങ്കിൽ വേറെ സൗണ്ടുകൾ കേൾക്കരുതല്ലോ.
ആ ദൃശ്യ എവിടെ? ഞാനും വിചാരിച്ചു ഇനിയിപ്പോൾ എൻ്റെ കുഴപ്പമാണോ എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. എനിക്ക് ഇവിടുന്ന് കേൾക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല, അവിടുന്ന് ആരെങ്കിലും സംസാരിക്കും. അപ്പം എന്താണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നത്. ദൃശ്യ എവിടെ? വേറെ അറിയൂ? ഐ യു ദേർ? ദൃശ്യദാസ് ഓണായല്ല. ദൃശ്യ അത് വായിക്കണം. ദൃശ്യാണ് അടുത്ത് വായിക്കേണ്ടത്.
ദൃശ്യം മാത്രമല്ല, ഇതിൽ ഒരുപാട് പേരും ഇങ്ങനെ റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്യാത്തവരാണ്. ഏതാണ്ട് ചുരുക്കം ആൾക്കാർക്ക് മാത്രമേ റേഞ്ച് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉള്ളതുള്ളൂ.
ദൃശ്യ വായിക്ക്. ദൃശ്യ വായിച്ചത് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. ദൃശ്യ വായിച്ച് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. ദൃശ്യ, യു ഹാവ് ടു റീഡ്. അപ്പോൾ വായിച്ചില്ലെങ്കിൽ യു ഹാവ് ടു. ദൃശ്യ, ഐ വിൽ, എൻ്റെ പേര് ഞാൻ എന്തായാലും നോട്ട് ചെയ്ത സ്ഥിതിക്ക് ഐ വിൽ ആസ്ക് യു ടു കോൺടാക്ട് വിജു സാർ. ഓക്കെ, ആഫ്റ്റർ ദ ക്ലാസ് എനി ടൈം ഇൻ ദ ഡേ സാറിനെ കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്ത് എന്താ പ്രോബ്ലം എന്നുള്ളത് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാം. ഞാനും പറയാം സാറിനോട്. ബിക്കോസ് എല്ലാവരും പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ യു കനോട്ട് റിമെയിൻ സൈലൻറ്റ് ഇൻ ദ ക്ലാസ്. ഞാൻ എല്ലാവരും റാൻഡമായിട്ടാണ് വിളിക്കുന്നത്, അങ്ങനെ ആരെയും ചൂസ് ചെയ്ത് വിളിക്കുന്നതല്ല. ചിലരെയൊക്കെ അറിയാതെ വീണ്ടും വീണ്ടും വിളിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, നമുക്കറിയില്ല ആരൊക്കെ മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞു. യു കനോട്ട് റിമെയിൻ സൈലൻറ്റ് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, നമ്മൾ ആ ക്ലാസ് PTA-യിലും നമ്മളത് പറഞ്ഞതാണ്. സോ വി ഹാവ് ടു പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റ് ഇൻ ദ ക്ലാസ്. എവറിബഡി ഈസ് സ്പീക്കിംഗ് ഇൻ ദ ക്ലാസ്. സോ ഇഫ് യു ഹാവ് എനി പ്രോബ്ലം യു ഷുഡ് റിസോൾവ് ഇറ്റ്. എന്തെങ്കിലും പ്രോബ്ലം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് സോൾവ് ചെയ്യണം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ യു ഷുഡ് ആസ്ക് യുവർ പാരൻസ് ടു കോൺടാക്ട് us. വി ആർ റണ്ണിങ് ദ ക്ലാസ് വിത്ത് എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ടി. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനും ഒരുപാട് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മളിങ്ങനെ ഓൺലൈൻ സെഷൻസ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. സോ വി എക്സ്പെക്ട് യുവർ കോപ്പറേഷൻ. So when you remain silent, it doesn't serve good. You will not do it in the class. അല്ലേ, ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നിങ്ങൾ അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ക്ലാസ്സിലിരിക്കാൻ സമ്മതിക്കും. That is not proper. So if you are not speaking now, I will surely tell to sir. Definitely I'll tell him, because you are one person, you are still not responded. അത് ജെനുവിൻ ആയിട്ടുള്ള റീസൺ ആണെങ്കിൽ യു ക്യാൻ ടെൽ ഹിം. ശരിക്കുള്ള കാരണമാണെങ്കിൽ സ്റ്റിൽ യു ക്യാൻ ടെൽ യുവർ HOD or ask your parents to contact us. Okay, so I had asked
അല്ല, ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ മൈക്കോണൊക്കെ സംസാരിച്ച. ഹലോ,
ഇപ്പൊ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ.
അല്ല, നേരത്തെ മൈക്കോണൊക്കെ സംസാരിച്ചാണ്, പക്ഷെ മൈക്ക് എന്താണോ?
ഇപ്പൊ കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. അപ്പൊ എന്നാ വായിച്ചേ.
ആ, ഓക്കെ.
No point continuing like this. I'll ask Aishwarya. Aishwarya, please read. Just 5 minutes left now.
Okay, sir. Insert a big pintail drake driving low across the water, skidding right into decoys. Jeremy's father
Decoys are മറ്റേ toy birds ആണ് decoys. Yes.
Jeremy's father clapped his hands. A sound like a pistol shot. The splendid bird's soared feet retracted, head raised, wings flailing, while breast gleaming. Then he was gone.
Yes, next paragraph.
Jeremy lowered the camera. I got him. His face was radiant. Did you? His father's hand touched the boy's shoulder shoulder briefly. That's good. He looked at his son, and Jeremy saw that there was no disappointment in his eyes, only pride and sympathy and love. It's okay, son. I will, I will, I will always love shooting, but that doesn't mean you have to. Sometimes it takes as much courage not to do a things as to do it. He paused. Think you could teach me how to work the camera?
Okay, so that is the last sentence of the story. This is the last sentence of the story.
ഹലോ സർ കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല.
So that indicates that, and that indicates that his father was so, that Jeremy was so happy that he. Are you able to hear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
There is a power outrage. That's right. So here there is no disappointment in father's eyes. He is so happy. He's so happy with his son that he tells him that it is okay. If you are not able to shoot, it is okay. I may always like shooting, but that doesn't mean you have to. So there is an understanding here in the father that even if he doesn't shoot the bird, it is not because he doesn't want to, but he wants to make his father happy, but at the same time he doesn't like to shoot the bird. So this is understood by the father. So he understands that his son, and when this understanding is there, he accepts his son. So only with understanding comes acceptance. And then the father tells him, sometimes you require courage not to do something. So courage is not only required to do something, but even to not to do something, you require courage. So this is what the father tells the son. It is courage is something that you require, not just to do something, but also not to do something. ചെയ്യാൻ മാത്രമല്ല, ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കാനും നമുക്ക് ചിലപ്പോൾ കറേജ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ധൈര്യം ആവശ്യമുണ്ടെന്നാണ്. So that is how this story ends, where the father is telling him that it is not just to do something that you require courage, but also to not to do something. ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കാനും കറേജ് വേണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നതാണ്. So this is the message that we get from the story. Okay. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, so I think we will stop for today. We will continue with this in the next class. So thank you all for joining. Have a nice day and goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir.